Hi guys, my name is Tatiana Medintseva and you are on my crochet channel. In this video we will crochet this cobra. The length of the cobra is about 20 inches. Be sure to send photos of your works to me on Instagram, link in description under the video. I also want to remind you that I have Etsy shop where you can find PDF patterns. Yarn Himalaya Dolphin Baby. Now I will make a dark brown cobra, color number 336, orange color 368. Very little filler is needed. Filler is used only in this part. No filler is added to the head and most of the body. Hook number 4, 4 mm, eyes 8 mm. Now I have used ties that are glued. You can also use safety eyes. These are the eyes I use. Eyes with double-sided tape. Stick well, I feel so comfortable. 50 centimeters, 20 inches, wire is used as a base. I have already prepared such a wire base. There is electrical tape wrapped around the edges. Needle and thread, stitch marker, scissors. Let's get started. We start crocheting a toy as usual. I will attach a video for beginners in the upper right corner, where I show you in more detail and tell you how we crochet. Here we are simply crocheting a cobra. We make a loop and 2 chain stitches, and in the first stitch we make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the second row we make 1 single crochet and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 9 single crochets. After the first single crochet you can put a marker. Here 1 single crochet is made, and in the next stitch 1 increase is 2, 3. 1 single crochet is 4, and 1 increase is 5, 6. 1 single crochet is 7, and 1 increase is 8, 9. The second row is finished. In the third row we make 2 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 12 single crochets. So I make the first single crochet, 2 and 1 increase it the first time. 2 single crochets and 1 increase it the second time. And the last time the combination of 2 single crochets and 1 increase is the third time. The third row is ready. Turn it right side out. In the fourth row we make 12 single crochets. We simply make 1 single crochet in each stitch. The fourth row is done. In the fifth row we make 3 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 15 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 1 increase is the first time. 3 single crochets and 1 increase is the second time. 1, 2, 3, and 1 increase is the third time. The fifth row is ready. In the sixth row we make 4 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 18 single crochets. The 6th row is ready. In the 7th row, we make 5 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 21 single crochets. The 7th row is ready. In the 8th row, we make 6 single crochets and 1 increase, and do this until the end of the row. We can do this 3 times. At the end of the row there will be 24 single crochets. The 8th row is done. In the 9th row, we will need to make 24 increases. But we will need to attach another color. So let's listen to what I'm saying. In the 9th row, we make 3 increases in brown. I make 1 single crochet and move the marker. In the same stitch, we make the 2nd single crochet. This is the first increase. In the next stitch, the 2nd increase, and in the next stitch, the 3rd increase. 3 increases were made in brown. Now we need to make 8 increases in orange. Take orange yarn, insert the hook into the next stitch, grab a new working thread and make 1 single crochet. Tie the brown and orange yarn into a knot. We continue to crochet in orange. In the same stitch, we make the 2nd single crochet. This is the first increase in orange. In total, we need to make 8 increases in orange. 1 increase has already been done. The 2nd increase. The 3rd increase. The 4th increase. The 5th increase. The 6th increase, the 7th increase, and the last 8th increase. 8 increases in orange are made. Now we make 13 increases in brown until the end of the row. Make sure that the brown thread does not tighten the crochet. Loosen the thread. I'm going to run the brown yarn along this brown side and then I'm going to crochet with it. I'll say it again, be careful not to pull on your crocheting. Here I tightened the orange thread a little. We make 13 increases with brown yarn. This is how I laid out the brown thread and will crochet 13 increases with orange yarn along with it. Don't skip the stitches. This is the 2nd increase. I insert the hook into the next stitch and the brown thread stays here. This is the 3rd increase. The 4th increase. The 5th increase, the 6th increase, the 7th increase, the 8th increase, the 9th increase, the 10th increase. If you see that you haven't left enough brown thread and it will pull the toy, then it's better to just leave it inside. Don't crochet with it. The 10th increase, the 11th increase, the 12th increase, the 13th increase. Everything turned out right. The row has ended. This is how we made increases in the 9th row. From the 8th to the 19th row inclusive, We will crochet the same way with 48 single crochets in each row. Only we will need to periodically change the color, so listen carefully to what I tell you. As we will do in the 10th row, the same will need to be done up to the 19th row inclusive. In the 10th row, we make 6 single crochets in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, we don't crochet the 6th single crochet to the end. We are starting to have a different color. Therefore, we finish the 6th single crochet in orange. We will always do this at the junction of colors. We also lay the orange working thread along the edge of the crocheting so that it doesn't stretch. Now in orange we make 16 single crochets. Immediately from the next stitch we continue to crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We crochet the orange thread while crocheting. So 4 single crochets are done. We continue. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we also don't finish the last 16 single crochets. At the junction of colors, we take another working thread and finish the last single crochet together with the brown color. The last 16th single crochet is done. In this way, we always need to do it at the junction of colors, on one and the other side. To the end of the row, we need to make 26 single crochets in brown. Therefore, we continue to crochet in brown. 1, 2, 3. I remind you, a brown thread is laid along the edge of the toy in a relaxed position. The 4th single crochet, and so on until the end of the row. The last 26th single crochet is made in the 10th row. I can see from the stitch marker that this is the end of the row, so everything is done correctly. Then we will fold this part of the cobra in half. This will be the lower part of the snake. In the same way as the 10th row was just made, we need to crochet up to the 19th row inclusive. We do the same thing ourselves. I still decided to crochet the 11th row with you, in case someone didn't understand how we crochet at the junction of colors. In the 11th row, we make 6 single crochets in brown. 1 single crochet is done and we put a marker. 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we don't finish the 6th single crochet. We finished the 6th single crochet in orange. We tighten all the threads. Now we need to make 16 single crochets in orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We also don't finish the last 16th single crochet. We pull out the thread and use brown to finish this single crochet. This is how we finish this 16th single crochet. Tighten the orange thread, and until the end of the 11th row we make 26 single crochets in brown. In this way we will crochet up to the 19th row inclusive. Now I think that everything should be clear to everyone. We continue to do on our own what I told you. "19 rows are done. This is what our future cobra looks like now. Let's put together what has been done. We made the head and part of the cobra's hood. This is what it looks like from all sides. In the 20th row we make 6 single crochets and 1 decrease, and so on until the end of the row. At the end of the row there will be 42 single crochets. In the process of crocheting we need to observe the colors. We need to keep changing colors the same way we did before. 1 single crochet has already been done, the marker has been rearranged. We continue further. 2, 3, 4, 5, and don't complete the 6th single crochet. Attach the orange yarn and finish making this single crochet. We tighten the thread. Now we need to make 1 decrease. I insert the hook completely into one stitch. Into the next stitch we make 3 loops on the hook at a time. Again, according to the pattern, we make 6 single crochets. And we make 1 decrease. We insert the hook completely into one stitch and completely into the next stitch. We make 3 loops on the hook at a time. Again, we make 6 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5. At the junction of the colors, again we don't complete the last single crochet. Attach brown yarn and finish with this color. We tighten the orange thread, and now according to the pattern we need to make 1 decrease. That is, we continue to observe these colors. And to the end of the row we complete the combination 6 single crochets and 1 decrease. The 20th row is done. In the 23rd row we make 42 single crochets, observing the colors. First we make 6 single crochets in brown. Rearrange the marker to control the process. 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th single crochet is not completed to the end. We take an orange thread and complete this single crochet. We tighten the threads. Now in orange we make 14 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 single crochet we don't complete. We attach brown yarn and complete this last single crochet. To the end of the row we make 22 single crochets in brown. We finish on our own. The 21st row is done. In the 22nd row we make 5 single crochets and 1 decrease, and so on until the end of the row. We can do this 6 times. At the end of the row there will be 36 single crochets. Remember that we observe the order of the colors. The first single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's important how to make a decrease. We inserted the hook into the brown stitch. Now we take the orange yarn, insert the hook into the next orange stitch, grab the orange thread, crochet these 3 loops on the hook at a time. That is, we have made 1 decrease. Now, again according to the pattern, we make 5 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and make 1 decrease. This is the second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make 1 decrease. Here we also have a junction of colors. Insert the hook into the orange stitch, take the brown thread, insert the hook into the next stitch and grab the brown thread. Make 1 more decrease. To the end of the row we complete the combination according to the pattern, 5 single crochets and 1 decrease as many times as possible. The 22nd row is done. In the 23rd row we make 36 single crochets observing the order of the colors. First, at the beginning of the row, make 6 single crochets in brown. We move the marker after the first single crochet. Here we made the first single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th single crochet. As usual, we don't finish it to the end. Take orange yarn and finish this single crochet with orange color. Now we need to make 12 single crochets in orange. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last 20th single crochet is also not completed in orange. We take brown yarn and complete this single crochet with this thread. Now to the end of the row we need to make 18 single crochets in brown. We finish on our own. The 23rd row is done. This is what the cobra's hood looks like now. In the 24th row we make 4 single crochets and 1 decrease, and do this 6 times just until the end of the row. We continue to observe the order of colors. Make 1 single crochet and put a marker. And continue further. 2, 3, 4, and make 1 decrease in completely brown color. This is the first time. Now we take orange yarn. Repeat the combination, 4 single crochets and 1 decrease. 1. Always tighten the threads. 2. 3, 4, and make 1 decrease. This is the second time. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make 1 decrease. This is the third time in orange. Until the end of the 24th row, we crochet a combination 4 single crochets and 1 decrease in brown 3 more times. The 24th row is ready. In the 25th row, we make 30 single crochets, observing the order of the colors. At the beginning of the row, we make 6 single crochets in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't complete the 6th single crochet as usual. Take the orange yarn and complete this single crochet with new yarn. Now we need to make 9 single crochets in orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To the end of the row, we make 15 single crochets in brown. One, 2, 3. The 25th row is ready. At this point, I cut the orange yarn. Next, the cobra is crocheted entirely in brown. You can continue crocheting if you wish, observing the order of the colors. I cut the orange thread, and this is the pattern that will be in my cobra on the inside of the hood. Cut the orange thread, we leave the end inside. Further, according to the pattern, I continue to use only brown color. I'll put the beautiful black cobra on the table here. I'll look at my notes to see what the next row is. In the 26th row, we make 3 single crochets and 1 decrease, and so on until the end of the row. We can do this 6 times. At the end of the row, there will be 24 single crochets. We crochet as usual in one color. In the 27th row, we make 24 single crochets. We crochet these 2 rows ourselves. These 2 rows are ready. The cobra's hood is folded in half. In the 28th row, we make 2 single crochets and 1 decrease, and so on until the end of the row. We can do this 6 times. At the end of the row, there will be 18 single crochets. From the 29th to the 31st row inclusive, we make 18 single crochets in each row. That is 3 rows of 18 single crochets. These rows are done. This is how beautiful it turns out. Pull out the hook. At this stage, we are finished crocheting a cobra. Let's make a mouth and sew it to the head. Now it will be easier to do this until the wire frame is inserted inside. Take orange yarn, hook 4 mm, we make a loop and 8 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, along the chain of chain stitches from the second stitch from the hook, we will crochet in the opposite direction and make 7 single crochets. We can start from the first stitch, 2 in the opposite direction, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last 7 single crochet. Ready. This is how it works. Make 1 chain stitch and turn. Make 1 single crochet. Now we make 1 decrease. We insert the hook completely into 1 stitch, pull out the thread into the next stitch, pull out the thread and crochet it at once. Now we make 1 single crochet again. And now we make 1 decrease in the same way as we did before. And to the end of the row we make 1 single crochet. 1 chain stitch and turn. At the beginning of the 4th row we make 1 decrease. Now we make 1 single crochet and 1 decrease until the end of the row. One chain stitch and turn. In the 5th row we make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. 1 chain stitch and turn. We make 1 decrease at the beginning of the 6th row and 1 single crochet to the end of the row. This is the kind of thing we got. Now we need to completely crochet this thing with the slip stitches. We insert the hook where it turns out and make the first slip stitch. This is the second slip stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, and in this way we crochet in a circle. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the last slip stitch is 17. Cut the thread. Leave the end long enough to sew the mouth to the cobra's head. Pull and tighten the thread. Now I'll show you how to sew the mouth to the head. We insert the thread into a needle with a blunt end. Straight the working end of the thread to this side. This is the position in which the mouth will be sewn on. Therefore, the end of the working thread must be stretched to the side that will be sewn to the head. I just pull the thread through the stitches. At the end we need to pull the thread here into the corner. This is how the mouth should be prepared for sewing. Now we will sew the mouth to the head. The mouth can be sewn on either side. The mouth is sewn at the color junction between orange and brown. You need to get into the stitches where the orange color began. This is how we need to sew the orange mouth close to the orange color in the hood. For convenience, we hold the toy upside down. We start sewing here, insert the needle into the corner. Pull out the thread. Now we insert the needle into the mouth and sew along this side in this way. You can see that I sew the mouth to the hood using the first orange row. Please note, we only sew on the mouth using the orange stitches. Be careful not to sew your mouth all the way through the entire hood. There should be no orange threads on the outer brown side of the hood. I continue to sew the mouth. There is not much else to comment here. All the important points have already been set. By the way, the short end of the orange thread can be hidden inside using a hook. If the end of the thread peeks out from the inside, hide it completely. We continue to sew the mouth to the head of the snake. On the underside, the mouth is completely sewn to the head. Now we still need to sew the mouth on the sides, but not all the way. We need to sew quite a bit on the sides, so that part of the mouth remains open. In the finished cobra, you can clearly see how the mouth is sewn on the sides. On the side I make 3 stitches. This is how it should be. We straight the needle and thread to the other side. Correct the mouth to the desired position. We also make 3 stitches on this side. I decided to turn the toy upside down, so it would be easier to sew the mouth to the head. The thread has already deteriorated badly and is difficult to pull through the stitch. I can't get the thread through the stitch, so I'll finish sewing the mouth with a regular needle and thread. Although no, I'll try to finish with the part of the thread that remains. Maybe it will work out. If I can't finish sewing with this thread, then I'll take a regular needle and thread. So far everything is working out. I'm very happy and there should be enough thread. If some places seem insufficiently sewn, we sew more. At this stage I finish sewing the mouth. Perhaps after the wireframe is inserted and the cobra is completely ready, if necessary, we will finish sewing. The thread has completely deteriorated, so I won't keep this thread. If necessary, I will finish sewing with a regular needle and thread. We tie a knot. Use a hook to hide the end of the thread inside. We straighten the parts of the toy so that the cobra takes on the correct, realistic appearance. If necessary, remove the remaining yarn. The head doesn't hold its shape well yet, since there is no wireframe inside. Once the wire is inserted, everything will be fine. Then we will insert and felt tongue into the mouth. We will do the design of the head, the teeth, gluing the eyes and tongue at the end. I show from all sides how I managed to sew a mouth to the head of a cobra. This is how you can open the mouth. Now we continue to crochet the body of the cobra. In the 32nd row, we make 16 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. We make 1 single crochet, put a marker and continue further. Sixteen single crochets are done. And now we make 1 decrease at the end of the row. In the 33rd row, we make 17 single crochets. This row is done. What do you say? I like. In the 34th row, we make 15 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. At the end of the row, there will be 16 single crochets. In the 35th row, we make 16 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. In the 36th row, we make 14 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. At the end of the row, there will be 15 single crochets. In the 37th row, we make 15 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. In the 38th row, we make 13 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. At the end of the row, there will be 14 single crochets. In the 39th row, we make 14 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. In the 40th row, we make 12 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. At the end of the row, there will be 13 single crochets. In the 41st row, we make 13 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. This is what the future cobra looks like now. In the 42nd row, we make 11 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. There will be 12 single crochets in a row. In the 43rd row, we make 12 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. In the 44th row, we make 10 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. Thus, we will have 11 single crochets in the row. In the 45th row, we make 11 single crochets. These 2 rows are done. It turns out to be a cool cobra. I really like it. You can see that even without the wire, the head and hood hold their shape well. In the 46th row, we make 9 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. This way we will have 10 single crochets in the row. In the 47th row, we make 10 single crochets. Ready? You can see how beautiful it is. Even if you add filler to the lower body now, the cobra's head and hood will hold their shape well. But I still insert a wireframe along the entire length of the snake so that later I can bend the body into the desired position. It turns out to be a very beautiful snake. At this stage, we need to insert the wireframe into the body of the snake. The wire is inserted completely into the very top of the snake, that is, into the head too. Carefully thread the wire inside the snake's body. I specially divided the cobra's hood to make it easier to insert the wire. The wire is inserted all the way to the nose, and we need to bend the wire to give the head the desired shape. The wire is located in the middle inside the hood. I want to add filler to this part of the snake's body, up to the hood. To prevent the filler from getting into the cobra's hood, we need to stitch the snake's body in front of the hood. To stitch this part of the body, I take the end of the yarn from inside the skein. Cut a small piece of yarn to stitch the cobra's body near the hood. I return the end of the yarn back to the skein so that it doesn't interfere. To stitch the cobra's body, we use a needle with a blunt end. In front of the hood, we stitch the cobra's body so that the filler doesn't get into the hood. We insert the needle through the two parts of the hood, leave a small end on the back side. We alternately thread the needle from one side to the other and thus sew the body of the snake. We sew the snake's body in this place so that the filler doesn't get into the cobra's hood, which should be flat. Let me remind you that we don't add filler to the head and hood. We finish stitching the body. There is not much more to comment here. We finish sewing the body into the same loop with which we started and where the other end remains. Here we tie a knot. Hide the end of the thread inside. Using a hook, we hide the ends of the thread inside. This is how beautiful it turned out. Now we need to add filler to the cobra's body. To completely put the filler along the entire length of the body, we can use either a hook or, for example, a pencil, and a little filler, just a little bit. Now I'm trying. You can even try to push the filler with your finger. The main thing is that the filler is along the entire length of the egg body. Still, to put the filler to the hood, I need something thick, for example a pencil. Filler added, I make sure the body is not too tight. I squeeze the body so that the filler is evenly distributed inside. I need to add a little more filler. Ready. The filler is completely added. This is what a cobra looks like now. I like everything. Let's continue. In the 48th row, we make 8 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. This way there will be 9 single crochets in the row. In the 49th row, we make 9 single crochets. Crocheting with wire is not so easy, but I'm sure you can do it. Ready, I added some filler again. I won't add any more filler, that's enough for me. In the 50th row, we make 7 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. This way we will have 8 single crochets in the row. From the 51st to the 58th row inclusive, we make 8 single crochets in each row. That is, 8 rows will need to be crocheted without changes, 1 single crochet in each stitch. We make 8 rows of 8 single crochets in each row. These rows are done. For convenience and easy of counting, I marked the 50th row with a marker. The next row is number 59. See what a beautiful cobra looms. We are nearing completion. In the 59th row, we make 6 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. This way there will be 7 single crochets in the row. From the 60th to the 64th row inclusive, we make 7 single crochets in each row. These rows are done. In the 65th row, we make 5 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. There will be 6 single crochets in a row. From the 66th to the 71st row inclusive, we make 6 single crochets in each row. That is, 6 rows will need to be crocheted with 6 single crochets per row. These rows are done. In the 72nd row, we make 4 single crochets and 1 decrease at the end of the row. There will be 5 single crochets in the row. From the 73rd to the 85th row inclusive, we make 5 single crochets in each row. This is when we will finish crocheting a snake. Therefore, if you manage to make more rows or fewer, then it's okay. We make enough rows to completely hide the end of the wire. The last rows are done. The wire is hidden inside. We cut the thread, but leave a small end to sew the end of the tail. Pull and tighten the thread. We insert the thread into a needle with a blunt end. Here we need to sew the end of the tail somehow to close the hole. Straight the needle back and forth several times along the loops. In this way, we sew the edge of the tail. After the tail is sewn up, tie a knot. We hide the end of the thread inside the snake's body. I want to tie one more knot for greater reliability. I needed to cut off a little more thread. The thread is pulled inside. Now we still need to hide the very end. I use a hook for this. Ready. This is how the cobra turned out. Thanks to the wired frame, you can create any shapes and bends. I made curves in my black cobra so that it could stand with its hood up. Everyone makes the shape you like best. We need to cut out a tongue like this for the mouth from red felt. We cut the tongue long enough so that it fits well inside. Additionally, we glue it. We also glue the eyes as shown on the screen. We are finishing up the process ourselves. There is not much to show here. I will also finish now and show the result. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Likes, comments, I will be very pleased. I wish you a wonderful mood and see you soon.